Good evening and welcome, everyone. We're coming to you live from our beautiful chapel here at Bergen Catholic High School. My name is Father Sam Monaco, and I serve the Bergen Catholic School and school community as its chaplain. I've been a priest of the Archdiocese of Newark for over 30 years, and I currently reside and serve the parish community at St. Anne's Church in Fairlawn. Now, I have served over the years, not only as a parish priest in all 4 counties of our archdiocese, but I've also served as a director of religious education in Hawthorne, as a hospital chaplain in Morristown, and also as a police chaplain in Montclair. I'm proud and delighted to say that my role here at Bergen Catholic, in addition of it being that of a supportive nature, consists of several weekday morning masses celebrated right here in our beautiful school chapel. We also celebrate liturgies for our entire school community during the school year as well. And we also have Eucharistic adoration on a monthly basis, as well as reconciliation opportunities upon request. And in addition, we provide retreat programs based on a variety of class spiritual themes for all of our students on select school days during the school year as well. I want to thank you for joining us this evening, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavors, plans, and goals. And now let us pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. God of all knowledge and goodness, we turn to you this evening as we participate in this open house event for prospective students of Bergen Catholic High School. We give you thanks for all the students and family members who are with us at this time. Help them to discern and reflect with faith as they begin to finalize and decide what their choice of high school will be. We pray for the Bergen Catholic school community, including all of the Edmund Rice brothers, our administrators, our staff, our faculty, our coaches, our students, and alumni who make up and support our school. Bless our open house virtual event. May it be informative and effective in presenting what Bergen Catholic High School is and what it affords to all of our students. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Blessed Edmund Rice, pray for us. Live Jesus in our hearts forever. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you, Father Sam. Good evening. My name is Matthew Rosa, and as Director of Admissions and proud member of the class of 2008, I'm honored and humbled to welcome you to our second virtual open house. These are unprecedented times in our world, especially in education. We are truly grateful to you and your families for taking the time to spend it with us virtually to learn more about who we are as a community and what we have to offer your sons and families. Tonight, you will begin a journey of discernment of what opportunities Bergen Catholic has to offer you for your high school experience. First, a tradition of excellence. For 65 years, Bergen Catholic has truly aspired to be the best comprehensive all-boys high school in New Jersey. By comprehensive, I mean a school that is successful in and offers opportunities for all students. Over the next 3 months, you will learn more about these comprehensive experiences. Success in academics, athletics, performing arts, college placement, service to others, as well as social and emotional well-being. These ingredients together make Bergen Catholic High School the blueprint for a one-of-a-kind experience. Second, Bergen Catholic High School is more than the campus at 1040 Oradell Avenue. Bergen Catholic is a family. We are dedicated to the growth and development of every student as they go along their journey as a student at Bergen Catholic. In addition to the students, we take tremendous pride in being a partner with your families in the education of your child. These children aren't just students. They are sons, brothers, grandsons, nephews, and more. We take great pride in our responsibility in furthering their growth and development in the classroom, which positively impacts their growth, development, and relationships with those outside in the community. After our presentations, we will review the admissions process for the class of 2025 as well as answer any questions you may have. There will be an opportunity to ask questions to our panel of presenters, and we will conclude our program with an immersive tour of Bergen Catholic created and edited by two members of the class of 2021. Please submit all of your questions into the sidebar on the YouTube page. We will be closing the chat after the tour to answer any of the questions who have been submitted throughout the evening. I welcome you again to our virtual open house, and it is my honor to introduce Dr. Brian Mahoney, President of Bergen Catholic High School.
Thank you, Dr. Mahoney.
Good evening, and welcome to our virtual open house. It's a pleasure and honor to welcome you 230 families that are here with us this evening. Bergen Catholic High School was founded in 1955 by the Edmund Rice Christian Brothers. As the first lay leader of Bergen Catholic, I'm blessed with their guidance and support as we build on past successes and best position Bergen Catholic for the bright future ahead. Bergen Catholic is the county leader in rigorous academics, rewarding clubs, and championship athletics. Bergen Catholic also provides you with the Bergen Catholic difference. What is the core of this difference is our teachers. And the teachers at Bergen Catholic have celebrated 10, 15, 20, 25 years of service to Bergen Catholic High School. My most proud moment, though, is when we stood tall together on March 16th, 2020. That was the day that Bergen Catholic announced that we were going to go to 100% virtual environment for the rest of the spring term. Our teachers stood tall. They've been trained for years in online learning, receiving certificates and master's degrees in online learning. For Bergen Catholic, going 100% virtual was a flip of a switch. Being the technology leader in a 2-to-1 device program with Apple, offering students iPads and MacBook Airs, we met every student's expectation, learning online, and exceeded the parents' expectations. The Bergen Catholic difference also means what we call helping young men become Christian gentlemen and helping them understand manners and etiquette, practicing manners and etiquette, and developing social skills that help them become a better husband, a better father, and a stronger member in their community. The Bergen Catholic difference is also about the Crusader College Counseling Experience, a program that we built from the ground up, helping families navigate the college placement process, beginning in 9th grade and walking them through 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, finding the college and university that is the best fit for them. We're so proud of our class of 2020, which was awarded over $32 million in merit-based scholarship. Personally, my wife Amy and I have 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. Our oldest is here with us, a freshman at Bergen Catholic, and these past 7 weeks have been nothing short of amazing. He has outstanding teachers, and he has skyrocketed in his motivation to learn and do well. I truly contribute that to the students that go to Bergen Catholic. He's around the right mindset, students who are going in the right direction, who want to achieve well, and that's contagious in all the right ways. And he has achieved so greatly these past few weeks, and we know your son, if picked to join Bergen Catholic High School, will also find it to be motivational and successful along the way. Finally, our brotherhood, the Brotherhood of Bergen Catholic, is 13,000 strong. And with that, we help our current students navigate the golden high school years. We also help students that are in college with internships, job shadowing opportunities, and employment in different fields across different sectors. The Brotherhood doesn't stop there. It's a way of giving back, providing students with mission service opportunities and partnering with them, as together we all achieve greatness and help those that are less fortunate. Thank you for joining us tonight at our virtual open house. I hope you find the next speakers to be engaging as well, and we'll answer any question you have on our panel discussion. God bless you, and God bless your family.
Thank you, Dr. Mahoney. To go into more detail about how we develop these gentlemen and these leaders of Bergen Catholic, it is my honor to introduce Mr. Tim McElhenney, principal of Bergen Catholic High School.
Thank you, Matt, and thank you everyone for taking some time out this evening to visit with us. I'd like to take a few minutes just to discuss our academic program. I'd like to start by noting, in order to graduate from Bergen Catholic High School, a student must attain 140 credits. Now, in comparison, public high schools in New Jersey require 120 credits. So that difference is significant and really shows itself when we get to the college time and presenting college resumes to admissions offices. So how do we organize that? So we have 4-year requirements in math, English, and religion, and we have 3-year requirements in science, social studies, and world language. Now, in those 3-year areas, every student can take a 4th year. They would do so by choosing a course from our elective program. So there's always an opportunity to progress to a 4th year regardless of the academic discipline. Now, in addition to this, students will also take 2 semesters of art. They will take 4 years of physical education, and they'll also take 4 years of computer science and engineering courses. And that will begin in the freshman and sophomore years when students engage with civil and mechanical engineering topics. In the junior year, they'll move on to coding, and in their senior year, they'll take a digital media course. So we have a wide array of subject areas in which our students will engage in over the 4 years. And we think that's a comprehensive course of study that will provide the kids great promise both in high school and then when they're looking to move on to the college years. So when we look at the freshman program, what does it look like? So we have 2 pathways, and I like to describe both. One is college preparatory, and the other is honors. Now I want to note that each pathway is one of rigor, one in which our students have to be prepared and perform. Each pathway requires our teachers to utilize well-conceived instructional strategies. So wherever your son may land, you will find that the program is well-versed in content, and rigor, and instructional strategies. Now, I also like to note that we understand that students grow over time. So for instance, we want to make sure we're scheduling students as an individual. So we might have a young man that has an affinity for the mathematics and science areas, and maybe hasn't quite reached their potential or enjoyment in writing or the reading of novels. So in this situation, we would place a young man in the honors program in the sciences and in the math area, but in the college preparatory areas in the humanities side of the building. So what we really try to do is take the student's strengths and then organize and provide a schedule that takes advantage of those strengths. And we do this throughout the course of his 4 years. So once a student is programmed for a particular year with courses, that doesn't mean that's where they're going to stay over the 4 years. We grow with the student, we evaluate the student each year, and then determine if we need to make a change. So if all of a sudden in his junior year, he really starts to show a liking for writing, a liking for the analysis of novels, we'll move him over to the honors program to take advantage of those interests. So again, we live and grow with the students as they blossom over their 4 years of time. So when you get your program, young men, you might be part honors and part college preparatory. And again, I think that shows that we take the strength of the student and really treat each student as an individual. When we look at math and sciences, now everybody likes to talk about math and how do we get there. So gentlemen, it really is predicated on where you are right now in the 8th grade. So for instance, if you're taking pre-algebra in the 8th grade, when you come to Bergen Catholic as a freshman, you'll take Algebra 1, then as a sophomore geometry, junior year Algebra 2 trigonometry, and then in your senior year, you'll take pre-calculus. Gentlemen, if you are currently taking Algebra 1, when you arrive at Bergen Catholic as a freshman, you will take geometry. As a sophomore, you'll move into Algebra 2 trigonometry. As a junior, some level of pre-calculus. Then as a senior, either Calculus Honors, Calculus CP, AP Calculus AB, or AP Calculus BC. So again, everything is predicated on your 8th grade course. We value the middle school experience. We value your 8th grade teachers. We think you'll be well prepared. And again, each of these pathways is one of rigor. Now, looking at the sciences, our sequence is biology, chemistry, and physics. So that's the way we proceed. Bio, chemistry, and physics. When you get into your senior year, you have an option of AP chemistry, AP environmental science, or physics. Now, the reason why you might take physics in your senior year is if you would like to take AP biology in the junior year. So this is a demonstration of our sequencing in the math and science areas. Now, looking at opportunities we have for college level courses while in high school. We offer 19 AP courses and 28 dual enrollment courses. We're very proud of our AP courses. We work very hard to get the prerequisite courses to our students so that they're prepared to move through the process. And when taking an AP course, we hope that they perform very well on the examination, but more so take that content and take it into their other courses and take it into their college years. So we're very proud of that program. We also are aware that not every student is destined to take an AP course. So that's why we have 28 dual enrollment courses. Now, what they are courses that satisfy credits both in the high school and college levels. So if a student takes a dual enrollment, he will carry college credits into his freshman year. Now, the nice thing about the dual enrollment courses is that just by moving through our sequence, just by a student moving through and progressing through our sequence, he will have an opportunity to take a dual enrollment course. You don't have to have any necessary prerequisites or even an honors track. You can just move through our sequence, and at some point in your career, you have an opportunity to take a dual enrollment course, which again is functionally a freshman level course in the high school years. Now, I also want to note, as Dr. Mahoney stated in his comments, that we are a school that utilizes technology to impact learning. So we have a MacBook Air and an iPad mini in the hands of every one of our students. We use the MacBook Air for content creation, so note-taking, essay writing, coding, and also for things like virtual labs, all utilized by the MacBook. Our iPad mini is utilized for content delivery. So on the iPad is where our textbooks are stored, where our class resources are stored. It's also how we take our assessments, our tests and quizzes. We use a software program called ExamSoft. We use very little paper here at Bergen Catholic, so the iPad allows us to assess students in a digital format. I also want to note that we have absolutely the finest faculty in the state of New Jersey. They care deeply about their students. They are experts in their content area. More than 80% of them hold advanced degrees. But what they really care about is the success of their students. They're very much invested in their students in the way that they progress through the program, progress through their courses, and they are eager to see that they have the college of their choice when they're done at Bergen Catholic. So I think, young men, you would enjoy working with the staff that we have here at Bergen Catholic. So again, thank you for spending some time with us here this evening, and hopefully this was somewhat beneficial for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McElhenney. As Mr. McElhenney went over our robust academic program, that leads into another important aspect of the Bergen Catholic experience, and that is college placement. We would now like to have you see a special message from Mrs. Beth Walter, Director of College Counseling, to discuss how we are the leaders in college placement, a 4-year program which is known as our Crusader College Counseling Experience. The proof is in the numbers, and we would like for you to be able to see this opportunity from Mrs. Beth Walter.
Catholic High School. I would like to share with you why we are the leaders in college planning and college placement among our sister and brother schools in the Bergen County area. Since 2017, Bergen Catholic High School has successfully admitted multiple students into each of the 8 Ivy League colleges in the U.S. Our successful admits also include double-digit acceptances yearly to Catholic institutions such as Boston College, Notre Dame, Villanova, and Georgetown. Specifically, the most recent classes of 2018, 2019, and 2020 had 100% of their students accepted to college. An average of $30 million in scholarship money was also awarded. On average, 80% of each class received at least one scholarship offer personally. We credit most of this success to our program that has a unique approach beginning the college planning process in 9th grade. Students and parents are able to benefit from the collaborative partnership that we offer while being granted access to an experienced college counseling staff. Each student is immediately assigned a guidance counselor who works in tandem with the college counseling office to advise students and parents through each step of the process, leading them through the college application process senior year. The college counseling experience is like no other you will find. Our 3-tiered approach includes student interaction, parent education, and innovative programming, and it assures that parents and families are following a collaborative and effective college preparatory program with proven results. Although we are leaders in this field, what we are most proud of is that every student who progresses through this program is awarded by finding a post-secondary plan that is best suited to them. We work tirelessly to assure that students, regardless of their interests, talents, or academic abilities, find a college that is truly their best match. Bergen Catholic is truly a special place where the staff is invested in the success of our students. I'm so excited that you are considering us as your home for the next 4 years. Days School.
If you're applying for financial assistance, you must fill out the financial assistance application. The deadline for both the application and the financial assistance application, which is optional, mind you, is Friday, December 4th. So the application for admission and the application deadline for financial assistance are Friday, December 4th. Some upcoming events that we have. First, our Crusader Coffee series. For those of you who might have done these already, these are great opportunities for you to learn a little bit more about the Bergen Catholic admissions process from specific offices throughout Bergen Catholic. Tomorrow evening at 7 p.m., Mr. Mike Russoretto, our Director of Activities, will be giving a brief synopsis on our activities program at Bergen Catholic. He will talk about our robust activities and clubs that we offer in our activity period, and will be able to answer any questions you have regarding our activities. Next, we have Performing Arts at Bergen Catholic with Mrs. Barbara Pereno. At Bergen Catholic, we have a robust performing arts program, and she will be going over the performing arts and the opportunities that students have, as well as families, to get involved in performing arts at Bergen Catholic. We will then have academics at Bergen Catholic from the teacher's lens. Mrs. Janet Conley, Mr. Jeff Fox, and Mr. Jorge Mascaro will be going over the academic profile in terms of what it is from the teacher's lens and what the expectations from teachers are. On Wednesday, November 18th, we will have a student panel. A member of each class at Bergen Catholic will be talking about their experience at Bergen Catholic and be able to answer questions that you might have from the student's perspective. When we return from Thanksgiving break, we will have the Athletics at Bergen Catholic presentation by Mr. Brendan McGovern, class of 2010, and Mr. Joseph Hammerly, class of 1986, who are both Associate Directors of Athletics. They will go over athletics at Bergen Catholic. On Wednesday, December 9th at 7 p.m., we will have a parent panel where we will have parents from each class going over the specific parent experience at Bergen Catholic and how it really, truly is a family, and the parents are involved in that as well. Right before our Christmas break, we will have our alumni panel where members of decades of alumni at Bergen Catholic, starting in the 1960s, will talk about their experience at Bergen Catholic and how really over the decades, the environment and the family atmosphere at Bergen Catholic has never changed. After our Christmas holiday, we will have our Meet the Principal night with Mr. McElhenney. He will talk more in depth about the opportunities at Bergen Catholic, both in and out of the classroom, and be able to answer any questions that you might have for him. Our final will be Meet the President with Dr. Brian Mahoney, who will talk about the growth of Bergen Catholic and where we will be going into the future. That will be on January 14th. Our next opportunity to visit Bergen Catholic is our virtual master classes. We have 4 classes that will be coming up over the next few months or so, beginning next Wednesday, November 4th, with forensics. In 2 weeks, on November 19th, we will have sports media and journalism. On December 3rd at 7 p.m., we'll have performing arts. And on December 17th at 7 p.m., we will have studio art. And that will be our final virtual masterclass of the 2020 calendar year. Next, we have our personal tours. We are offering personal tours Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We do require registration beforehand. We are capping each hour with 2 families per hour and 10 families per day. Registration can be found on the Crusader for a Day page. Now, before we get into the tours, we'd like to go into some frequently asked questions. First, do we offer athletic scholarships? No. Bergen Catholic does not offer athletic scholarships. Only merit-based scholarships and need-based financial aid are available. Next, how are you offering scholarships with regards to the HSPT not being used for entrance exams? We will invite admitted applicants to apply for the Bergen Catholic Presidential Scholarship. To be considered for a scholarship, you must submit the online application included in the emailed acceptance packet. You must submit 2 letters of recommendation, principal, moderator, or coach, and an 8th grade teacher. Next, you must take the scholarship test. That will be in the 3rd week of January. A reminder, these are students who are invited to apply for the Bergen Catholic Presidential Scholarship. It is based off of your transcripts that are submitted from your schools. We are looking for students who have maintained an A average over their 3 years. Next, does Bergen Catholic provide transportation? Yes, Bergen Catholic has transportation. However, it is based on your local public school district. If your school district has transportation, you will be provided transportation to Bergen Catholic. If your district is based on the reimbursement system, you must pay for transportation up front and will be reimbursed by your town. Select towns receive transportation from Bergen Catholic through private shuttle services, which is an additional fee. If you have specific questions regarding transportation, please contact Mr. Dom Santoli, who's our Director of Transportation. He will be able to help you regarding transportation. It is important to note that transportation year in and year out is subject to change based off of the public school districts. Last, how are Bergen Catholic's athletic programs? Bergen Catholic's 17 varsity athletic programs participate in the most competitive league in New Jersey. Due to our overall success throughout all 3 seasons, Bergen Catholic has received the Big North All Sports Award numerous times over the past decade. To learn more about specific athletic programs, we ask you to register for the Crusader Coffee Series information session with Mr. Brendan McGovern and Mr. Joseph Hammerly, which will again be held on December 2nd at 7 p.m. That registration can be found on the virtual open house information center on our website. Please keep submitting your questions as we will be closing the questions off on after the virtual tour. We now hand it over to the virtual tour where you'll learn a little bit more about Bergen Catholic from a student lens in an immersive tour from Frank Berrios, class of 2021.
My name is Ryan Kitts.
My name's Jay Yoon.
I'm Jacob Cardenas.
I'm Chris Foca.
My name is Jordy Diaz.
I'm Liam O'Byrne.
My name is Alex Cho.
Bergen Catholic prepared me for college in every way, shape, and form.
Bergen's always pushed me to strive for my goals, and I can't thank the entire community anymore for what they've given me.
All the teachers I've had have pushed us to work extra hard,
They provided all the help. They came after school anytime.
and I think it's paid off for everyone now.
I think they also helped me establish a great work ethic that I'm able to transfer into my college life.
Never waste a second to get involved in an activity or club or whatever you want to even try out. Even if you're not sure if you want to do it, try it out. It's going to go a long way to teach you a lot about yourself.
Don't shy away from opportunity. Bergen here has a lot of opportunity.
The endless opportunities you're able to do outside of the classroom, including activities, clubs, you can get so involved in it that Bergen Catholic itself becomes your home and the people around you become your family.
School here welcomed me with open arms. The kids here are all so welcoming.
I felt very, very welcomed here.
Bergen has become my family over the 4 years.
It's the brotherhood, it's the bond.
They talk a lot about the brotherhood. That's a term thrown around by every single student here and everybody who knows anything about Bergen Catholic. You're going to hear it all the time.
It's a brotherhood. You won't find that anywhere else.
It's like a brotherhood.
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 These are your brothers for life.
The brotherhood is absolutely mind-boggling sometimes.
The hardest time of my life. My best friends became my family, and strangers became my best friends. And when my child was sick, the Bergen Catholic community carried me. I don't know if I could have done it without them.
Been the greatest 4 years of my life so far.
Best 4 years of my life.
It was the best decision of my life.
Everything from the countless memories that I've made here at Bergen Catholic to the friends and connections that I've made.
It's just something I'm truly blessed to be a part of.
It's been a blessing to be a Crusader.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Frank Berrios, and I'm a member of the class of 2021. Thank you for joining us on our virtual tour today. We wish you could be here with us, but we hope that this gives you a little glimpse into what makes Bergen Catholic so special. Follow me. Our first stop may seem out of the ordinary, but the times we are in are anything but ordinary. In an effort to ensure the health and safety of all students, staff, and visitors, Bergen Catholic has put a number of procedures into place. The one you see here is our health screening machine. Each class has their own designated entrance, and each student, staff member, and visitor must have their temperature taken like I'll show you now.
Please wear a mask.
Yes, sir.
Temperature is normal.
Oh, handsome. Let's head on in. Our first stop is the Bergen Catholic Library. Normally, this space would be used for a multitude of things. This space is used before and after school for studying, doing homework, extra help, as well as hanging out with friends before and after school. Today, to ensure social distancing, this is our robotics lab. You'll hear more about our robotics and STEM program from Mr. Rusaretto. As mentioned earlier, the robotics lab has been moved into the library to keep up with social distancing guidelines. You're going to hear more about robotics from Mr. Rusaretto in a second. Hey, Mr. Rusaretto, how are you?
How you doing, buddy?
Living the good life.
Good to see you guys. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us on our virtual tour of Bergen Catholic. My name is Mike Rusaretto, as it was said before, and I'm a graduate of the class of 2011. As well as being a graduate, I also teach Introduction to Engineering 1, which is offered to freshmen, and Introduction to Engineering 2, which is also offered to sophomores. In Introduction to Engineering 1, freshmen are offered the opportunity to wind up coming in, learning about the daily life of an engineer, and we're going to be building pulleys and levers and exploring how they truly work in their real-world applications. In Introduction to Engineering 2, what we're going to wind up learning about as sophomores in the third and fourth quarter, are we're going to learn about some of the things you see behind me, okay, such as more advanced pulleys, orbiting gears, and gear trains. Then, as you move up to being a junior, you take Introduction to Coding, which you wind up learning Python as well as professional and real-world applications for Python as well. As a senior, you also have the opportunity to take 2 courses, our digital media production class as well as robotics. Thank you very much, and enjoy your time touring Bergen Catholic.
So for our next stop, we'll hear about the science department from the lovely Miss Casper. Miss Casper, how are you today?
I'm terrific, Nick. Hello, Nick. Hello, Eamon. I'm so happy to let you know a little bit about something about our science department. Freshmen will take biology. Chemistry is our sophomore class. Physics, juniors. And then senior electives. So if you were like, I really liked bio, there's forensics, there's anatomy and physiology, there's AP bio. Oh, I really liked chemistry. There's AP chemistry, there's AP environmental science, there's earth science, there's astronomy, a lot of electives to pick from depending upon what you grew lovingly with. Because remember, bio is wow, chemistry matters, all science is wow. For anatomy and physiology, you will sometimes see me walking around the hallways or other teachers with our friend here, the skeleton. We also use him in regular bio when we do the bones and things like that. We have models for our DNA. Some of you may have recognized it because DNA is the start of many, many things. But new this year, over the summer, we had our bio lab renovated. What a great thing for our freshman students. Due to the pandemic, though, some of the factories were closed, so we're a little behind. However, in another 2 weeks, everything should be in place. We have our stools ready to go, which are red, like for Bergen Catholic. And if you take a little peek, it is a little disheveled because we are renovating, but we have our gold electric from the ceiling for scarlet and gold. We have our mannequins there, the heart and the body. So everything is very exciting in bio. But we can't just always talk about bio. We have to move on now to physics. So we have our physics lab. Okay, physics, for those of you who like engines, great thing, car mechanics. They do excellent, excellent experiments. They will have teams set up competition who can build the best catapult, competitions who can build the strongest bridge, and the teacher will put stress on them and see which bridge holds up the most. They will invent something to carry an egg and drop it from the roof of Bergen Catholic to see which team gets an egg with no cracks. Now let's move to chemistry. Chemistry, of course, whenever I teach chemistry, first day, all the boys want to know, are we going to blow anything up? No, we do everything very safe, always conscious of safety. And any type of experiments that we do that require some type of exothermic reaction, controlled. All right, for example, we do flame tests, all right, which heats up the electrons. When the electrons fall back down, they emit light. And that color of that light tells us, is it calcium? Is it iron? Is it copper? And this is how people got an idea on how to do fireworks. Okay, so if you notice here, very simple flame test. We have all right. So the students have unknowns. We don't tell them what the chemical is. Okay? And they have to do what is called a flame test. And you see, depending upon the color, they will tell us what that particular element is. And of course, students always love that when it's something exciting like that. A little bit about our forensics. Of course, forensics, a lot of boys are very excited about. They see CSI, NCIS on TV. Okay, we have many models. This particular model is a rib that actually has a bullet embedded in the rib. We'll go over how it damages the rib, how they can tell what caliber it is, how far away the person was from the victim. And then what all our students particularly like in forensics, we have our decomposing rat. And we keep him in the atrium here outside. He's in the ground right behind that red maple tree. And depending upon insect activity, we can tell about how long the animal has been dead, etc. So all exciting things. I hope I gave you some things to look forward to here at Bergen Catholic Science Department.
Our next stop is the Student Success Center on my left. Bergen Catholic strives to provide every student the necessary tools and resources to maximize their educational experience. Our Student Success Center does just that. Our Student Success Center is for students who have an individualized educational plan or receive any documented learning accommodations. The Student Success Center has 3 full-time staff members and 2 part-time members of the Bergen County Special Services. So for our next stop, you're going to be hearing a little bit about our World Languages Department from the lovely Señora Ortiz. Hola, señora, ¿cómo está?
Muy bien, ¿cómo estás, Francisco?
Muy bien.
¿Todo te va muy bien?
Sí.
Excelente. Bueno, me parece que estoy aquí para hablar sobre el Departamento de las Lenguas del Mundo, ¿no es cierto? One moment I'm teaching Spanish, the next moment I have to be speaking to you. But I have to speak to you in English, of course, for you to be able to understand all the great things we offer here at Bergen Catholic within the World Department language. Salve, ni hao, hola. I hope you are all doing well today. I am Mrs. Ortiz Whiteside, one of the Spanish teachers here at Bergen Catholic, but most of the students know me as Senora Ortiz. I am very proud and privileged to be one of the Spanish teachers and share both my language as well as my culture with all of my students. But I'm here to tell you a little bit about our entire department, our entire World Language Department. What I'd like to tell you, first of all, is here at Bergen Catholic, we offer 3 possible languages that your sons could choose from. The first is Latin, a great language full of history and culture. The second is Mandarin. And the third, one of my personal favorites, is Spanish, of course. Students have the opportunity to learn many things within the World Language Department. The first being, of course, all of the vocabulary. The second, well, the structure and the grammar of the country's particular language. And one of my, again, favorites is the culture of the language, which is magnificent to teach and share and to learn about. They, throughout their classes, practice in order to be able to become more proficient within that particular target language. Now, for some of the specifics about our program, upon entering here at Bergen Catholic, your sons will choose one of the 3 languages, either Latin, Mandarin, or Spanish. And this is how they will begin their journey around the world. Then, depending on whether he has studied before and feels comfortable with the language, he will take a placement test. That placement test will allow us to make the perfect fit for him in order to be in the perfect class. From there, you should know that Latin and Mandarin are both honor track classes and courses. Upon entering the Latin or Mandarin program, your son would automatically be entered into an honors program and an honors track. Spanish, though, is a little different. We have the college preparatory track or we have the honors track. Both great programs, but we just want to make sure that we're meeting the needs of your son, because that's what we do here at Bergen. We work together, you, your son, and all of the teachers here at Bergen Catholic work together to make this the perfect experience for your son. And we most certainly want to make sure that that's done in the World Language Department. Here at Bergen Catholic, it is a requirement that your son, all of our students, all of our Crusaders, take at least 3 years of a world language. We are lucky, though, that many of our Crusaders decide to take on a 4th year of language. Within the Latin and Mandarin programs, that would be 4 honors or the AP courses. In Spanish, once again, though, we can watch for a college preparatory 4 CP class, an honors class, or an AP class as well for your son. Again, depending on how we can fulfill his needs. It is important to remember, and please be assured, as I've said before, that throughout your son's time here at Bergen, it will be you, again, your son, our Crusader, and all of us, his teachers, who will be working closely together to make sure that this faith-filled journey here is one of excitement, wonderment, and joy. And that's something that I think that within the World Language Department, we can do every single day that your son, our Crusader, is here for. Please know that if you have any further questions about anything that has to do with the World Language Department, have no hesitation in contacting us, and we will make sure to get back to you as soon as we can. Bueno, adios y hasta pronto.
Muchas gracias.
Adios.
Our next stop is my personal favorite, the Performing Arts Center. The Performing Arts program at Bergen Catholic High School is one that has grown tremendously throughout the last few years. Students are offered membership in the vocal ensemble, jazz ensemble, chamber ensembles, Tri-M Music Honor Society, and 2 elective credits. Every year, the groups travel to compete with other music groups across the country. The newest addition to our program is a theater company, which was started by a student nearly 2 years ago. Additionally, with our Bergen Goes to Broadway program, students are offered the opportunity to purchase discounted tickets for their favorite Broadway shows. The Performing Arts program at Bergen Catholic is special to me because I came in 4 years ago without athletic ability very much, any athletic talents, and pretty much no musical experience. The program's given me a new home. It's allowed me to make friends, it's nurtured me, and it's turned me into the man that I am today. It's allowed me to connect with people in a way that I could never have done before, and I'm confident that it can do the same for you. Bergen Catholic is a proud Catholic high school. Founded by the Edmund Rice Christian Brothers, we strive to follow the mission and charism of Blessed Edmund Rice and enthusiastically live out the essential elements of an Edmund Rice Christian Brothers education every day. You'll hear more about our Catholic identity from Mr. Powers shortly. So next we'll be stopping by Mr. Crawford, and he'll be talking about our fantastic guidance department. Mr. Crawford, how are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
I'm doing good.
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying your tour. I'm Mr. Crawford, and I am representing the guidance department. The guidance department is staffed with 4 guidance counselors, 3 regular counselors, and 1 director of guidance. You will have the same counselor every year. We're here for your social, emotional, and academic needs. Anytime you need us, we're here. Go Bergen. Welcome.
For some information on the spiritual life at Bergen Catholic, we're going to be hearing a little bit from Mr. Powers. Mr. Powers, how are you?
Hello, Frank. How are you?
I'm doing so well.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our virtual open house. I am Joshua Powers, and I am the Religion Department Chair here at Bergen Catholic High School. In connection with that, I also help to coordinate some of our other activities regarding spirituality here at the school. I work with Father Sam Monaco on coordinating our student retreats, which in previous years we've been able to coordinate using the religion classes, and every religion class goes on 1 retreat each year. Freshman's retreat is really an introduction to the life and legacy of Blessed Edmund Rice. Sophomore year is about an encounter with Christ. Junior year is living the mission in connection with the lessons learned in the Religion 3 curriculum. And senior year is about your going forth, about that journey beyond Bergen Catholic High School, which all ties back into our religion curriculum. During freshman year, our focus is really on biblical foundations. So we spend the first half of the semester looking at the Old Testament and the second half of the semester looking at the New Testament. As you progress then into sophomore year, that helps with our study of Christology and the Paschal Mystery, really looking at the life of Jesus Christ and its impact on the Christian world. And then junior year, our focus is on sacraments and morality. So how do we live our faith? What are those things that challenge us as people of faith in the world? And then finally, we tie that in with our world religions course during our senior year, preparing students as they head off to college, where they'll encounter various religious beliefs, practices, as they travel throughout the country. So I hope that gives you a good sense of what our religion curriculum is all about. We look forward to welcoming you here at Bergen Catholic High School, and we hope that while you're here, you also get involved in many things. We have a number of service trips that we try to run each summer. We run one to Brownsville, Texas. We run one to Lima, Peru, and then the one that I help to coordinate, our Justice Works program to West Virginia. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at any time at jpowers@bergencatholic.org. I'd be happy to share more details regarding these items. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of your tour.
So next you'll hear about our social studies department from Mr. McLaughlin. Mr. McLaughlin, how are you?
How you doing, Frank?
I'm doing all right.
Just want to thank you guys for joining us here for our virtual open house. I want to talk a little bit about our social studies department. Some frequently asked questions that we get are, A, what is required, and B, what do you offer? Okay, first of all, we require 3 years of social studies with a choice for a 4th year if the student so wishes. And what is offered. As a freshman, students will come in and be placed in either honors or college prep world history. Moving into their sophomore year, again, they'll be placed in either honors or college prep American History 1, or they could test into AP European History. Now, moving on to your junior year, students again will be placed in either honors or college prep American History 2, or could test into AP American History. Again, if a student so chooses, a fourth year is optional. Students can test into either AP Economics or AP Government. We also offer a handful of electives in a student's senior year, which include but are not limited to psychology, business law, criminal justice, and then also another economics class. Okay, as you see, we cover a wide breadth of topics here in the social studies department. There's not much that we don't cover. I want to thank you personally for joining us. Hopefully you come join us here at Bergen Catholic. If you guys have any questions, never hesitate to reach out. You'll find a line of people and a host of people waiting to help you. Never hesitate to reach out. We're here for you. We want you guys to come be part of the brotherhood. Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
Now we're here to talk to the geometry wizard himself, Mr. Fox, about the math program. Mr. Fox, how are you?
Hi there. How you doing, Frank?
I'm doing all right.
Hi. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining me. I'm Mr. Fox. I'm the chair of the math department, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about math. We're one of the few four-year programs here at Bergen Catholic. You're going to take math freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year. Your freshman course is what determines you the path for the rest of your high school career. Based off of your 8th grade course, your grade, and your HSPT score, we'll decide if you will be part of the Algebra 1, Geometry, or even for some cases, Algebra 2. There's honors, high honors, and CP, and then you can go upwards all the way up to AP Calculus senior year. I hope you've enjoyed your visit here at Bergen Catholic, and I can't wait to meet you one day soon. Thank you.
An important part of the Bergen Catholic experience is the use of technology. Bergen Catholic is an Apple school where each student is required to have both a MacBook Air and an iPad. We're a completely e-tech school, as well as have a majority of our assessments online through a software program known as Exemplify. If a student has an issue with their devices, the Technology Support Center is here to help. They can help diagnose any software or hardware issues. And if they can't find the solution, they'll help you schedule an appointment at your local Apple store so that you and your family can have the problem taken care of hassle-free. We'll now speak to Miss Conley about the English department. Miss Conley, how are you today?
How are you, Frank? Come on in.
Never been better.
Awesome.
Tell us a little bit about the program.
I would be glad to. First of all, welcome to Bergen Catholic. I'm Ms. Janet Conley. I'm the chair of the English department. I've been a teacher here for 20 years. I'd like to tell you a little something about English. Our course sequence for freshmen is Introduction to Literary Genres. We have 2 levels. We have college prep and we have honors. Our sophomore sequence is a survey course, Introduction to American Literature. Again, we have college prep and we have honors. For our juniors, we also have a survey course. It's Introduction to Brit Lit, college prep and honors. For students who do exceptionally well, sophomore year honors, we have an entrance test and students may take AP English Language. For senior year, we have AP English Literature for students that do exceptionally well in British literature and AP Language. We have World Literature, college prep, and we have Humanities Honors. That's our course sequence for English, and we thank you very much for your interest in Bergen Catholic High School.
While lunch is an important part of any school day, lunch is extremely important to the Bergen Catholic student. Due to the fact that we do not have any free periods or study halls, lunch is the opportunity for our students to get a brief break in the day to spend time with friends, relax, and take a break from the routine. Our lunch services, provided by Mr. Jerry Morano, his wife Lori, and their incredible staff are just a small example of what makes Bergen Catholic so special. The Morano family has been serving lunch for over 30 years at Bergen Catholic. While the whole gymnasium is currently being used for makeshift classrooms due to social distancing, this space is our common meeting area for all large events at Bergen Catholic. For school-wide masses, academic awards, to supporting our championship basketball and wrestling teams, this space is essential to the Bergen Catholic experience. Athletics continues to play a huge role in the heart, spirit, and culture of Bergen Catholic High School. You're going to hear more about the athletics program from Mr. McGovern in a second. Mr. McGovern, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Doing so well.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Bergen Catholic High School. I'm glad you could all join us on this virtual tour today. I hope it's going well so far. As we said, my name is Brendan McGovern, class of 2010. and I'm the Associate Athletic Director here at Bergen Catholic, along with Mr. Joe Hammerly. I'm glad to get a couple minutes today to talk to you about our athletic programs. And the biggest thing I want to emphasize to everybody is to get involved within our BC community. We have a lot of different ways you can participate. We offer 17 different varsity sports. Many of our programs offer 3 levels of competition, freshman, JV, and varsity. So there's many opportunities for you to get involved and participate. We encourage you all to play as many sports as possible. We really believe here at Bergen Catholic that multi-sport athletes become more well-rounded individuals, so we want you to participate in anything and everything you're interested in. Another way to get involved within our athletic programs is to become a member of the Crusader Crazies, cheer on all our different athletic teams at their different sporting events throughout the year. So I want to thank you guys for giving me the chance to talk to you today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your tour, and good luck in your decision-making process on choosing which high school to attend. Thank you, everybody.
As you can see, Bergen Catholic truly is a special place. Throughout my 4 years here, I transformed into the man that I am today. I found new peers. I found myself on the stage. I connected with my teachers and friends in a way that I could never do that before. And I'm sure Bergen Catholic can do the same to you. We hope you can come visit us as you begin your own journey through the Bergen Catholic admissions process. And I hope I have the opportunity to welcome you to the Bergen Catholic family and your son to the Bergen Catholic Brotherhood. See you soon.
Our mask now, as we're 6 feet apart, and we do have a number of different questions that we're happy to answer for you tonight.
Thank you. So our first question that has been asked is, since the HSPT is canceled, how will the admissions process work? Will you have your own test? So first I'll go over the admissions process again, and then I'll also go over what we're going to be looking for in terms of the scholarship. So in terms of what we're looking for in the admissions process, on the class of 2025 page, you'll see our online application, which must be submitted in order to be considered for admission to Bergen Catholic. Reason being is because all of the information that is submitted on your application is what will eventually get pushed into all of our records should you decide to enroll at Bergen Catholic. In addition to the online application, we require the 9th grade applicant record. The 9th grade applicant record is an editable PDF, which you can find on the class of 2025 page on our website. That form can be given to your 8th grade teacher or guidance counselor, and you can send that, they can send that form to us, and we'll upload it to the admissions portal. In terms of the acceptance, priority acceptance, scholarship opportunities, and financial assistance go to first choice applicants. It is not a requirement to put Bergen Catholic first choice in terms of acceptance. I do want to make that clear. We do not only accept first choice students. However, priority admission, scholarship opportunities, and financial assistance go to first choice applicants. In terms of the scholarships, we require the full admissions process in order to be considered for a scholarship. If you are invited to apply for a presidential scholarship, you will have to submit a separate application, which will be included in the emailed acceptance packet. The reason it's included in the emailed acceptance packet is because it will be a digital application. In addition to that application, we require 2 letters of recommendation, one from either a principal, a coach of yours, a moderator. For example, if you're in Boy Scouts and you want your head scout leader to send a letter of recommendation for you. If you play for a club lacrosse or a club hockey program and you want your coach to write a letter of recommendation for you, you can have a coach write a letter of recommendation for you. If it is a principal of your elementary school, you can have them write a letter of recommendation for you as well. Either way, we want somebody in some sort of a supervisory role outside of the classroom. In addition to that letter of recommendation, an 8th grade teacher to submit a letter of recommendation on your behalf as well. In addition to those two, we will have a separate scholarship exam, which will take place the 3rd week in January. Based on we're going to base how we deliver that test, whether it's virtual or in person, based on the situation that we're in at that time period in terms of numbers, in terms of social distancing guidelines. Next question. Will the scholarship exam be virtual or in person? How should students prepare for the exam? So to kind of go over that a little bit again, based off of where the numbers are in January is how we'll decipher whether that test will be virtual or in person to make sure that we can have it as socially distanced as possible if we do it in person. How students should prepare for the exam. As of now, we will be using for the scholarship exam in January, we will be using the HSPT. That gives us the full scope of the student, probably as well as, if not better than most of the tests out there. So we will be using the HSPT for the scholarship exam. So you can study for that exam through any type of prep book that is out there. So Barron's, Princeton Review, any of Kaplan, any of those books that are out there for the HSPT, you can use that to prepare for the exam. Do you have any services to students with IEPs? Yes, we do. We do have services that we have for students with IEPs at the Student Success Center. Mr. McElhenney, would you like to go into that a little bit?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Rosa. So we have a fully staffed Student Success Center with 3 teachers who have special education degrees, and they work hard to implement all the accommodations that would be noted on IEP or an accommodation plan. My suggestion would be to submit to the admissions department a copy of your IEP or your 504 plan so we can review it and then have a conversation with you about what we can implement and what we cannot. But the answer is yes, we do offer services, and yes, we have a fully comprehensive program staffed by qualified professionals.
Thank you, Mr. McElhenney. How many students are in each grade level? So in terms of what we have in the building right now, we currently have 700 students at Bergen Catholic, ranging anywhere from 170 to 200 students per class. In terms of what we look for in terms of a class size, we look at around 200 students is the ballpark of what we're looking for to make sure that we have a great enrollment at the school, but also optimal enrollment. We want to make sure that the teacher-student ratio is at a level where really the student is a member of the Bergen Catholic family and it's not a number. We want all of our students to know who every teacher is in the building. We want all of our teachers to know who the teachers are at Bergen Catholic. So we strive to be around that 200 mark in terms of a class. Is there a bowling team? Yes, there is a varsity bowling team. There's only one bowling team. Is French offered? French is not offered as a language. The 3 languages that I believe Mr. McElhenney went over during his presentation are Mandarin, Latin, and Spanish.
If I could say, unfortunately, French died out in the middle school years. When that happened, we weren't able to support it any longer at Bergen Catholic. It's been quite some time. It's been about 10 years since we offered French. It was a sad day when we canceled it, but unfortunately the numbers didn't support it any longer. But yes, as Mr. Roser said, our 3 languages are Latin, Mandarin, and Spanish.
Are there any scholarship options if you do not have an A average in middle school? So what I'll talk about in terms of that A average, we are looking for students that have A's in their core classes. We will look at B's if you do have them, but we do not want to go more than 2 B's on a report card. In terms of outside scholarships, there are outside scholarships you could apply for, but they are not Bergen Catholic scholarships. We do have a list of scholarships you could apply for on our website, but I do suggest that those who would like to see if they can qualify for some assistance, apply for financial assistance. As mentioned, that's due December 4th, Friday, December 4th, but I do suggest applying for it. You never know what you might receive in terms of submitting that application. What percentage of students are accepted? That's an excellent question. So in terms of the percentage of students that are accepted, it all really depends on the amount of applications that we do get. What I can say is we accept about half of our applicants to 60% of our applicants. We have had a wait list in the past. What that number also tells us is we really go based off of what that first choice number is. If that first choice number is high, which it has been over the last few years, those will be the students we will look at first. in terms of who we're looking to potentially fill the class of 2025. So we have had a wait list in the past for students, but I would say it's about that 50 to 60% range. Are religion and theology classes required or electives? You are required to take 4 years of theology at Bergen Catholic. That is one of the three classes that are required for 4 years: theology, English, and math. How does BC accommodate transfer students who are on a different track for math and science? Mr. McElhenney, would you like to go over that a little bit?
So we'll just match the student where he is. So for instance, if he's taking physics as a freshman, when he comes to Bergen Catholic, we'll put him as a sophomore, we'll put him biology, and then chemistry as a junior. If he's somewhat out of sequence with us with math, we'll do the same thing. We'll just match him as best we can with our sequencing, taking into account the courses he took at his prior high school. It's something we do every year. It's something we do well. It will not be an issue.
What time does the school day begin and end? What time do buses typically arrive? So the school day begins at 7:55 and the school day ends at 2 p.m. I'll let Mr. McElhenney go a little bit in depth into what the time is for this year specifically, because I know that people have asked that when we've been giving tours. In terms of what time the buses typically arrive, so the buses usually start to arrive in the morning about 7:10, 7:15. And usually in that window, 7:15 to about 7:40 is when buses will typically pull in. Mr. McElhenney, if you want to kind of go over the schedule right now.
Thank you, Mr. We're in a unique situation right now with the pandemic. So our school day is beginning at 8:15 and ending at 1:40. And the reason for 8:15 is we have 4 distinct entry points. So we have kids coming in by grade level through a specific door that leads to their section of the building. And when they come in, they have their temperature scanned every day. And that is recorded and maintained in a database. So because of that, it takes a little bit more time to get the kids into the building and into their appropriate area within the school. We leave at 1:40, we begin the dismissal at 1:40 because we just don't release everybody at once. We want to make sure we're leaving in an appropriate manner, in a safe manner. So we actually do it by grade level through a variety of kind of sequencing with classes and what might be in on a particular day. But it does take about 15 or 20 minutes to safely have the building emptied of students. So right now, the school day is 8:15 to 1:40, but our hope is once we get back to the normal schedule, we're 7:55 to 2 o'clock again.
When is the application due? So the application deadline for both financial assistance and application for admission is Friday, December 4th. Does passing Algebra 1 in the 8th grade guarantee a student gets placed in geometry in 9th grade? Mr. McElhenney.
It does. As I said in my presentation, we really value the math program in the middle schools and the work that the students and teachers put in. So yes, if you pass Algebra 1 in the 8th grade, your freshman year course will be geometry. However, if families feel like there's another year needed of algebra, then we will have the student take Algebra 1 again. But that will be a request of the family. We will place the student in geometry.
For any more questions? What is the daily schedule like, and is the schedule rotating, Mr. McElhenney?
So when we are in a normal manner, we run a 7-day cycle, 6-period rotational drop schedule. That means one class drops out per day over the 7-day cycle. Right now, we're running a 7-day, 5-period rotational drop schedule in which 2 classes drop out every day. And again, that's because of some timing issues and getting kids to and from classrooms in a safe and appropriate manner. So our schedule does rotate. It does have, in the normal environment, 1 class dropping out per day. Right now, in this environment, we have 2 classes rotating out each day. The value of the rotation is that teachers get to engage kids at different times of the day throughout the cycle.
How many presidential scholarships are awarded? That's a great question. There is not a specific limit on what we look at based off of two things. One, the scores on the exam, and two, how many students fall in the original invitation to apply for a scholarship. What we usually have in terms of a sample size, just to give you a number, is in terms of the presidential scholarship in every class, we usually have about 30 kids that are on scholarship in each class. What colleges are associated with the dual enrollment program, Mr. McElhenney?
So we have three. We're very proud to be partnered with Iona College, Seton Hall University, and the University of Delaware. The University of Delaware, we partnered with them in our engineering courses, and we're very proud to do that. So Iona College in New Rochelle, Seton Hall, New Jersey, and the University of Delaware in Newark, Delaware.
How many students are in each classroom, and what is the student-faculty ratio? Mr. McElhenney.
So the student-faculty ratio is 13-1. The class average is 23. The median is 24. That's normal times. Right now, we're utilizing a 50% hybrid learning model. What that means is half the students are in the building on a given day and half the students are home in a remote learning environment. Right now, our largest classes hold 18 students. So that's the size of classroom we're utilizing right now. Again, in the reality, when we get back to normal, our class sizes are larger as a result of not having the social distancing.
As we're waiting for the next question to load, I want to remind our prospective families that we sent out a series of videos outlining from different speakers, outlining all the different opportunities you have at Bergen Catholic High School. If you haven't received that yet, I'd ask you to please contact the admissions office, and they'll go ahead and make sure that you can, they'll send that to you so you can see it. It's very informative for you and your sons.
What support is given to students outside the classroom? Mr. McElhenney, if you want to go a little bit into the guidance piece, and then I'll go kind of into what we do.
So we have a full service guidance program. We have 4 guidance counselors who work with about 200 students each. They engage them with academic counseling as well as any social and emotional needs they might have. So they work very well with the students. Academically, all of our teachers, Monday through Thursday from 2 to 3, will remain after school to work with students on any part of the subject area they might have a question about, or any type of studying for a test or quiz that might be upcoming in that particular cycle. So our teachers are here every afternoon from 2 to 3, Monday through Thursday. On Friday, we let them go a little bit early, and then we have a guidance program that works very well to make sure our students are safe.
So to go into a little bit about what we do in terms of admissions. So myself and Mr. Leonard, who's a member of the class of 2010, we take great pride in what we do in terms of making sure that every student that comes to Bergen Catholic really does fit in, is comfortable, is happy in the surroundings that they're in and in the environment that they're in. So our door is always open should the students ever need us at any point. We really do follow up a lot with the freshman class when they first come into Bergen Catholic. We really want to make sure that their school year is off to a great start, especially this year with this being such unprecedented times and what would normally be a freshman experience. But we do try our best, especially in the spring. So this past spring, we had what was known as our Crusader Coffee Series, very similar to what we're having now for prospective students. We had it open for freshmen. That really gives incoming freshmen the opportunity to know what's kind of coming ahead of them in terms of different opportunities they have outside the classroom. And it really gives you that one-on-one kind of intimate experience with those heads of those departments or offices where they could answer any questions that you might have and kind of get in front of them before you even come into the building come September. Will the Victory Road Leadership Program be available to students next school year? Dr. Mahoney.
Sure, that's a great question, and I'm glad I got a chance to answer one of these questions. Mr. McElhenney and Mr. Rosa know so much about the school, so now I have a chance to answer. The Victory Road program is currently with us for this school year. We're off to a great start with it, and as long as things continue, we'll look to implement it next year. We want to make sure it's the right fit for the program and for our school, and again, like I said, we're off to a great start with it. So you can most likely see aspects of it offered next year as well.
Do you have students who are not Catholic or students of different faiths? Do students of different faiths have to attend Mass? So while we are a Catholic school, we are an inclusive Catholic high school. So we have students of all different faiths, all different backgrounds, all different races, ethnicities, different demographics. But students are required to attend Mass if they are not Catholic. That does not mean they have to participate in the Mass as the students who are Catholic. It really is a time of reflection for them, but they do have to attend Mass. Is there a bridge program for students? No, we do not have a bridge program at this time at Bergen Catholic.
It always surprises me that when we go through these questions and answers, that we never hear anything about the food in our Crusader Cafe. So I want to take a minute to brag about our executive chef, Jerry Morano, who's been with us for over 30 years preparing breakfast and lunch for our students. Right now, under different COVID guidelines, we offer an opportunity where students can order their lunch through an app and have a contactless pickup service for a sandwich that they pre-order ahead of time. So there's a lot of good food being delivered down there, and students are eating a lot of healthy meals. And we're very proud of our food service program.
Are scholarships renewed each school year, or are they 4-year scholarships? All of the scholarships are 4-year scholarships as long as they hit certain criteria in terms of they're challenging themselves in their hardest courses. There's no discipline issues. They're not getting into trouble, as well as working certain admissions events, such as open houses, such as hosting students for the day. So there are certain requirements to keeping the scholarship, but scholarships are 4-year scholarships. Financial assistance, however, and I do want to cover this. So need-based financial assistance must be applied for every school year. So that is not once you receive it freshman year, or if you're a transfer student, you receive it sophomore, junior year, you have it for the next year. That is something you have to apply for all 4 years. If students are not accepted during their freshman year, can they reapply for the following year? Yes, they can reapply. We will reassess the student's performance in 9th grade, making sure that they are hitting their mark in terms of where they are their freshman year of high school, and they can reapply and potentially be accepted their freshman year as a transfer student. Do you have a strong internship and mentor program? Dr. Mahoney, do you want to kind of go a little bit into the Alumni Association?
Sure. I'll comment also about the mentor program here at the building and our campus, which is a peer-to-peer mentoring program that we offer our students, where they pair up with students in older grades to help them navigate, especially true to our freshmen as they begin to navigate the campus for the first couple of months of school. As Mr. Rosa mentioned, we have a very strong alumni program as well, and there's a lot of different internship opportunities and what we call job shadowing opportunities that are offered to our high school students. Where instead of a traditional long internship for 8, 9, 10 weeks at a time, a job shadowing opportunity provides high school students with a glimpse into what it may look like to work in a certain field. And that glimpse usually is for about a 5, 6, 7 day period, and gives them an opportunity to taste different opportunities, if you will, as they continue to find out the field that is the best fit for them.
What exactly do you need to do to apply aside from the scholarship application? So the online application for admission must be submitted, which can be found on the class of 2025 page on the website, and then the 9th grade applicant record. What is the average GPA for current students, Mr. McElhenney?
Yeah, you know, our average GPA is in the mid-80s, and that's unweighted. When we take into account students that are in AP courses, honors courses, that number comes up. So we do track our average GPAs, but we certainly look more intensely at grade levels. So we track year to year. We're taking evaluations and comprehensive looks each quarter to see where we stand on years past. So to answer the question, it's in the mid-80s. If you factor in the weight for the honors and the AP, it's probably in the high 80s.
Another thing that we always talk about here is how many students apply to Bergen Catholic each year and the number of students that are admitted. Over the past 2 years, we had to develop wait lists for our students. So if you're interested in applying your sons or students that are out there now interested in coming to Bergen Catholic, we encourage you to make sure that you meet the deadline, apply on time with all the correct paperwork, but also make sure if Bergen Catholic is your #1 Catholic school, that you indicate that on the application itself. And then this way, we can help you navigate this admissions process and become a member of the class of 2025.
This is a great question. How diverse is Bergen Catholic? Bergen Catholic is an extremely diverse school. We have students of all different faiths, all different backgrounds, all different nationalities, all different races. We welcome everyone at Bergen Catholic. We really are a welcoming community. Especially with what we try to do in terms of admissions, we really want to make sure that we market ourselves to everybody outside of Bergen Catholic as a welcoming community. And we are a very diverse community. And that really helps with the fabric of the school. In terms of that brotherhood, it really is a very diverse brotherhood. And you have students who are best friends with kids from all over who really get to know their families as their own. Mr. Macklin, do you want to go a little bit into your experience with what you've seen in terms of our diversity at Bergen Catholic?
You know, it adds so much to our classrooms when we can have kids noting opinions and the way they reach some conclusions based on their upbringing and based on their backgrounds. We learn so much from each other. So the diversity of our school really impacts the education that all of us have. And as teachers, we learn from those students that are in our classrooms. So we're very proud of the significant diversity that our school has, and it factors into our academic programs.
So I believe that's the last question for the evening. Before we close, Dr. Mahoney, are there any final words you'd like to say? And then I'll hand it over to Mr.
Sure.
McElhenney, and then I'll close it out.
Sure, thank you. I want to thank all the families for joining us tonight. This is an important decision, and we're here with you every step of the way. If you haven't yet scheduled your personal tour of our school, please do so with the admissions office. And also, we'll continue to update you on all of our achievements over this course of the fall term. We're very proud of our students, our student athletes, very proud of our art students and music students. And so we'll be sharing with you a glimpse of the life of Bergen Catholic High School to help you navigate through our admissions process and hopefully join us for the class of 2025.
Mr. McElhenney, any final thoughts?
No, I just want to say thank you for spending this time with us. We have a terrific school, one which I think you would enjoy immensely, and I hope you're a member of the class of 2025.
Well, thank you, Dr. Mahoney. Thank you, Mr. McElhenney, for spending your evening with us. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us. I'd like to have a special thank you to all those who work for BCTV. If you've been on a tour, I kind of talk about that as one of the first things that we really highlight at Bergen Catholic. They produced this entire presentation for you today. They put everything together. They set up everything for you to make it really a incredible virtual experience that you get to see everything that we have to offer in terms of Bergen Catholic. Thank you for spending your evenings with us. We hope it was informative. If you have not spent a day with us for a tour, please schedule a tour for us. We'd love to have you in to really see the campus in person. And if you do have any questions throughout the process, please feel free to reach out at any time. Myself and Mr. Leonard will be happy to answer any questions on the admissions front. If there's questions regarding the school in terms of specific programs that we offer, different departments, as a reminder, we have that Crusader Coffee series, which really gives you the opportunity to learn so much more about what we have to offer. But if there are questions you have specific to those departments, we can absolutely have anybody get in contact with you from those departments. They can help you out in any way that they can. And we look forward to seeing you at more of our events virtually on campus, and we hope to have you as members of the class of 2025. Thanks, have a great night, and enjoy the rest of your week.